Let's continue refactoring here, and we're going to actually run into some trouble. Let's listen to our tools and do things the right way. What I mean by that is, here is our review process. It makes more sense to just pass in a database here, and then the review process can access the modules that it needs. In this case, it needs to use mission control. So I'll just reference that directly right here. And then I will new up the mission control down below, and I'll just pass in the database that was passed in to our review process. There. And it makes me feel a bit better, and we have an error, as kind of we'd expect. I'm not passing a database instance in to our review process. Let's take care of that now. And while I'm in here, let's clean things up a little bit. I don't have a before block where I am working with the variables and spies and so on. So let's do that really quickly. There we go. So here I have all my variables declared at the top: decision, review, valid app, and I'm setting that to the helpers.validApplication. In the before block here, I am creating a new review process, and I'll need to pass in the DB instance when I do that. I should note that I had a little formatting problem with Sinon.spy calls here. They should be indented out, so hopefully that doesn't read too weird. And then finally, I'm calling process application, as I've been doing before. All right, well, let's add our DB reference here. I'm going to stub the database, as you've seen me do, and then I'll pass it into the review process. So that looks reasonable. I'm making sure that I'm not stubbing things twice. I have it in a before block. You think this is going to work? No, it is not. We've already covered why this isn't working before. Why do you think it's not working? I'm attempting to wrap the get mission by launch state, which has already been wrapped. Ugh, what a pain. Well, I talked about this before. The simple reason is, as you see here, my DB repository is a global instance. It is a singleton. I am exporting these methods directly on the module itself. Those modules are cached by Node, which makes them a singleton or a single instance. That's not going to be a good thing if we're going to try and mock it. Singletons are not friendly to mocking. We want to have individual instances. So let's change that around. Our tools are pushing us to do things a better way. Hooray for that. Here, I'll just export the DB prototype directly. And there, that's all I need to do. So here I'm going to capitalize our DB repository. That's just a standard that I like to do. And then I'll create a brand new DB down below. That way we can mock the instance, not the global singleton like we were doing before. Okay, we have our DB variable. We're newing it up to a brand new instance, which makes me feel better. We're stubbing that instance. That makes me feel a whole lot better. Let's see if our tests work. And if I run Mocha, and they do. That makes me feel a lot better. Working with a repository as an instance is something that I should have known from the get-go. That's what you're supposed to do. Singletons make life hard. Okay. Well, this means that it's possible as well to export a stubbed DB instance that is not going to trample on itself. Oh boy, do I dare do this? Well, why not? Let's give it a shot. Now that I'm working with an instance, I can just pass that instance back, and I can say helpers.stubdb. Let's see if this works and causes us problems. I'll run Mocha again, and hey, look at that. There's no problem. What if I do this over here in our review spec as well? Let's take a look. Again, no problem because I'm working with individual instances. Is this going to bite me later on? Possibly. But the nice thing about this is that our repository is small, again, because we're working with Node modules. I have a feeling I'm not going to need to stub things out very much, so I'm going to leave it just the way it is for now.